analyze ka mo, wala ka mo kabalo kung nga ano na siya ang importance. No? Okay. So our specimen will be food samples. May arata flour. I think ang analyst si Ms. Feresa nag-prepare sang cocoa flour and meron man sang Fuji bar. What ano pa to? Cookies also. So the two parameters in food that we will be determining is moisture and water activity. Okay, so moisture is one of the components of the so-called proximate analysis in food, while water activity is quality parameter. So here we will discuss first that maski overview lang. Moisture content, it's the quantitative amount of water in a sample on a wet or dry basis. So magkambaga ni class nga wet, meaning as received basis. So if the sample is a slurry or do, bala nga ano na siya, inang tawag na, sticky, it is, tapos subject siya sa moisture determination, so it is wet basis. Pero kung example ang soil naman, air dry nyo anay before checking on the moisture, so it is on dry basis. Okay. So moisture is an extensive property. Do you know what extensive property is? Kabalo ka mo what is it?
No.
Yes. Extensive. Anybody? Okay, that's good. The good description of an extensive property. While water activity is an intensive property. So example of does not depend on the amount of the material. So ang example here sa hindi sa marketing. Same. Wala tayo siya.
Sa ilan na ang presyo?
Oo, ma-mark up mo. Okay, so going back, ari ko sa office. Okay. Example of intensive property, no, is like temperature, diba? It does not depend on the amount of the material. Kaya di ka homogeneous na whatever, kundi na siya na part, the same ang value. Also concentration, what else, density also is an example of an intensive property. So water activity is an intensive property. Example sa mga cakes, no, sa mga crackers, no. Next, moisture content is an extensive property. Okay, so water activity is defined as the measure of the energy status of the water in a system. Energy status, okay. In the importance of moisture analysis in food, it is a quality factor in the preservation of some products and affects stability in specifically dried milk. So nag-affect siya sa stability ang iya, especially shelf life ga-affected. Dehydrated vegetables and fruits. Also in powdered. Is there such things as powdered eggs? Dehydrated potatoes and also spices and herbs. Moisture is also a quality factor for jams and jellies to prevent sugar crystallization. So, ano na siya. There is a specific value of moisture na dapat i-attain to prevent sugar or i-maintain to prevent sugar crystallization, especially in jams and jellies, and also in sugar syrups, and usually in prepared cereals, it's 4 to 8%. In puffs, it's 7 to 8%. So Knowing these two parameters, no, is important as quality parameter in food is also interesting, di ba? Mas interesting kung nakabalo na kamo, why do I have to analyze moisture? Ano na siya yung importance? Rather than pa-analyze later, no, kung analyst na kamo, pa-analyze na kamo sa moisture, you don't know, why do you have to check moisture? Kay wala man kamo nag-care kung ano na siya ang purpose, okay? So, the robot na kamo na nag-analyze. Wala, hindi kamo kabalo sa meaning sa inyo na ginaobra, importance, no? Okay. So, importance of moisture, I say, it's for legal and labeling requirements, specifically in food. Also, it also determines cost efficiency of a formulation, so economic, and also microbial stability, diba? The higher the moisture, usually dali mas spoil ang mga products. Next, also in food quality and also in food processing operation. So these are the importance of moisture, I say. Next, we go to water activity. It is defined as the, take note, vapor pressure. Is this the first time you heard about water activity? Okay. So it is sa mga uga, bala sa mga dried fish, usually water activity na ang parameter, especially kung gina-export ang mga dried fish. No? So water, ay di ba, may ara na certain level nga like, I forgot. May ara na certain level nga nag-thrive ang mga yeast, ang mga molds, no? So dapat i-check it. Okay, so it is defined as the vapor pressure of di ba kagina, it's ang water activity is the measure of the energy status of a water in the system. So here, it is defined as a vapor pressure of a liquid divided by that of pure water at the same temperature. Simply stated, it is a measure of the energy status of the water in a system. Okay, while a moisture naman is the amount, no? Water activity was developed to account for the intensity with which water associates with various non-aqueous constituents and solids. So water activity is a very important parameter, especially in formulations, food formulation. Next. So water activity is the equal to P, which is the vapor pressure of the water in the substance, and PO, which is the vapor pressure of pure water at the same temperature. Higher water activity substances tend to support, take note of this, microorganisms. No? Bacteria usually require at least 0.91 no water activity, and fungi at least 0.7. So meaning, kung mga 1 na siya, usually it invites microorganisms to thrive in your food samples. So dapat lower than 0.91 for fungi, at least 0.7. Now, how do you measure water activity? Okay. So, here, at the rapid test, we no longer use the conventional method kay it's costly and also it's time consuming, and later you will see the machine. Okay, so the choice of one technique over one another depends on the range, accuracy, precision, and the speed of measurement required. Speed of measurement required is very important, especially if you are working in manufacturing plants, di ba? Mga processing plants, kay kinalandayon yan, timely na ang analysis ng quality. No? So you have to consider also speed when choosing a technique or method. Next, the accuracy of most method lies in the range of 0.01 to 0.02 water activity units. Okay, so how is moisture compared with the, water activity compared with moisture content? So in terms of measurement, the water activity now measures the energy of the water, while moisture content measures the amount of the water. So see, this is clearly the defining difference, no, of the two parameters. Next, standard available. Yes, you need also standards. You remember before, no, sa aton anal nga lecture nga, you have your primary standard, di ba? Secondary standard, you have your working standards. So in checking on water activity, you need also salt standard. While for moisture, none. But you have to have your set of weights, no, calibrated, and also your balance calibrated. Same also with here in here. Diba? If you start wrongly with defective balance, uncalibrated, of course, ang result mo na, ano man, sala. Okay? So, cost, okay, it's 1,000 in dollars. And reporting methods is water activity units, while moisture can be reported as dry or wet basis or as received basis. Then there are four recognized method for the determination of water activity. While for moisture, there's a lot, no, 35 methods. And sample preparation, little to none. And here, for moisture content, depends on the method because sometimes if you report it as dry basis, you have to do sample preparation. But in here, for water activity, you have to check it directly. Now, accurate measurements, you need calibration, of course, and verification of the standards. Okay. Like temperature also, you need also to check if the temperature that the machine is displaying is really the actual temperature, the set in the machine. Then for sample preparation, need representative sample. Okay, so this is also very necessary. Like for example, if nagwa bitaw mo sa isa ka sako nga flour or sa isa ka bodega nga flour, dapat ang inyong sample for the determination of water activity should be a representative of that bulk, no, or volumes. So how do you gather, no, the sample to be representative? This will be discussed in sampling and sample prep, no? So hulat na lang kamo sa topic. Ay because kung i-discuss na yung subong, hindi basta hindi ka mo ka-perform, damo-damo, lawig. Next, sample prep, if slicing or grinding is needed, and be consistent, especially in all your trials or replicate. Prevent moisture exchange with the environment. So you must also have to consider the laboratory condition. No? Okay. Next, applications for water activity. It can help you control microbial growth, formulate profitable products, predict effects of temperature abuse, and control chemical reaction rates, no? To prevent further deterioration some products. So controlling chemical reaction rates is also a factor in formulation. Next, control moisture migration, avoid caking and clumping, predict packaging needs. So see the importance of water activity in industries, especially sa mga biscuits, no? Okay, so next. Okay. There are research studies showing that microorganisms have a limiting water activity level below with which they will not grow. So this is also the basis why we have to check on water activity in packaged food. Water activity, not water content, determines the lower limit of available water for microbial growth. So you should take note on the second one. See here, growth limit. Every organism has a water activity level below with which it cannot grow. So for you familiar with gram-negative and gram-positive bacteria, sa gram staining. Next, for yeast, it's 0.88 practical limit. So dapat ang water activity sa inyong biscuit, ara lang sa 0.88 to limit yeast what's that? Multiplication or contamination, hindi na siya dapat mag 0.91. Kaya if it's greater, ano na siya, ma-thrive na ang mga yeast. So, depends on your target bacterial group. Okay? So, ara ang mga limits. Okay, so at 0.6, absolute limit for all growth. So wala na may nag-thrive at 0.6. But take note that as water activity low is lowered, gadako man ang cost nyo sa formulation. Next, application for water activity. Yes, of course, here microbial growth, herder technology, chemical, biochemical stability, physical properties, also moisture migration control, and it is also a parameter in compliance with government agencies, especially those that are into food, like the BFAD, Bureau of Food and Drugs, shelf life testing, product formulation, process control, quality control, and also inspection of your raw materials or incoming ingredients that you will need to formulate a food product. And also in mga herbal medicines naman. So, microbial growth, microorganisms have a limiting water activity level below with which they will not grow. So for bacteria, 0.91, for yeast, 0.88, and for molds, it's 0.7. And it is water activity is a critical parameter for compliance with the Food and Drug Administration's good manufacturing practice. HACCP, critical control points, and also for shelf life stable stability for baked goods. Okay, just one example of some food safety concern. In the US alone, here, 5,000 deaths annually due to foodborne diseases. Kaya may foodborne diseases, kaya ang spoilage bala because as I've said, water activity is a very critical parameter, especially in packaged food. So, di ba, kung magsulod na ang mga yeast, ang mga fungi, may mga tawag sila, mycotoxins na produce, and also in dairy products. So, it resulted to 76 million imagine illnesses and 325,000 hospitalization. Based on the Center for Disease Control record in the US. And it also can affect additional cost to the manufacturing because of product recalls. Di ba hambal ko before sa inyong ko na hambal or sa the other subject na see to it that the customer returns, not the product. It is one sign that your product is of good quality. So the customer returns, not the product. So it's when the product returns, it's product recalls. So recalls can cost millions of dollars in pesos for us in product losses and operational delays. Kaya they have to troubleshoot again. What was the cause why the product was returned? Sales may suffer as a result from loss of consumer confidence, consumers relating the recall to other products, and also a damage to the reputation of the company because of microbial failure. Next, water activity is also very important in shelf life testing. Sa kung hasta best before like 6 months or best before pila ka months na siya, amo na siya ang shelf life testing. And take note that ang shelf life testing is also very expensive. Usually, it costs 40 to 60,000 per product. Okay. Shelf life testing is the presence of water. The presence of water influences the shelf life testing. No, so take note of this. Water solubilizes reactants and increases their mobility, both of which can lead to faster deterioration. It is also prone, no, to microbial growth, no, and also um, loss of nutrients and some chemical and physical properties also deteriorated. And also, ang sensory evaluation niya, failure na no kay naglain ang product. So just one experience. No, here, case study, bakery company has reformulated products along with packaging changes to more than double the shelf life of its product. Now at 10 to 70 days, double ang shelf life. Quality remains constant in terms of texture, flavor, color. Ingredients are sampled directly off delivery trucks to ensure they meet specification. The added shelf life, tikay gin-add nila ang shelf life, gin-reformulate nila para mag-double pag ang shelf life. The added shelf life is an advantage selling to stores. So imagine 3 months na nahimo, 6 months, for example. Managers have more time to sell the products and it also opened new markets. Okay. For product formulation, water activity concept should be incorporated from the beginning. No, it can be used to predict potential hazards for new product. Okay, so during your product formulation, no, taking into account the important parameter, which is water activity, your new products will be safe, have a maximized shelf life, and of the highest quality. So, another case, no, a pet food manufacturer, kuha naman din siya yung mga dog food, produced 8% moisture content. No. Why? Because at that level, he had never had spoilage problems or shelf life concerns. He had a safe product. Then he used water activity measurements. The water activity of his product was 0.5. So it's very low, no? After a little research, he understood that he needed only to stay below 0.65. So take a look at the cost, no, of the formulation. At 0.5 water activity with an 8% moisture, they can produce 100 kilos per hour, 16 hours a day, and 5 days a week. The total volume of production in a year is 3,840 tons. But at 0.65 water activity with a 10% moisture, no, the the volume per hour was increased, no, at from 1,000, it's now 1,020 kilos per hour. Or the same 16-hour day shift, no, and 5 days a week also. But there is also a significant increase in the production. So here, 3,840 tons a year in contrast with 3,916 tons per year at 0.65 water activity. Okay, so in terms of a cost, here, they computed a $64,512 extra in profit every year using this one. Kay hindi man get need nga 0.5 ang ila i-maintain at 0.65 okay na sila. Okay, so with this formulation, the results are increased revenues and profits, low-cost solution, water is cheap, reduced electricity. Kaya di ba nagtaas ang moisture content, so ang volume niya, ang tubig nadugangan. That's why may nagdugang man di ang volume. But then, because water is cheap, di ba? Low-cost solution. Same labor, same man hours. So it's 16 and 5 days a week. This one also. And a better product. Okay? So, knowing already, no, ang importance ng water activity, but later, may mga bakery na kamo. So, you can also use this one to determine cost cost-wise, no, ang mga formulation. Okay, another one, water activity is also a criteria in inspecting raw materials and ingredients. Okay, so we're done. Ma-laboratory na kamo. Plus, ara pa kamo da. Importance niyo. So, amo nang pinaka-important pag sa analysis. Imagine, kung hindi ka mo na umayo mag-analyze, no? Ang sala ang inyong result, it will always translate to peso. Diba? Losses or either profit. Okay? So, namigid dyan mag-analyze kayo na sa kamay mo ang ano, ang
Kami makuha ka i-doing kasi ito i-open. Hindi
Ha?
ito lang. Dalawa kasi sir.
So, appreciate no being an analyst, no? Kay hindi na siya yung log-log, especially when you are in big manufacturing plants. There are risks, no? But of course, you must arm yourself with knowledge ni and learnings also. And experience lang niya will follow. So, amo na dapat siya ang capital niyo. Okay? Now, si Miss Feresta is the one, the analyst in charge sa water activity, moisture in food. So, siya na ang ma-demonstrate sa inyo how. Okay? Dahil ihata ko lang sa inyo ang link. So, wait a while. Again. Namian man kamo class, sang gina-relate ta ang inyo na activities sa real life na ano, again. Ara ka na, Teresa. Teresa. Okay. Okay ka na, Teresa.
Miss.
Sige, ikaw na subo ang host. Pwede ka naka-video. Sige. Thank you.
Start on.
Ano na doon? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Miss.
Afternoon.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon, Miss.
Afternoon, Miss.
Kompleto na ka mo. Okay. So today we will discuss about moisture, content determination in food, and water activity. Bation lang ko.
Yes, Miss.
Okay. By the way, I am Peresa May Cabiroy, one of the analysts here in Negros-Pron. I am assigned in analyzing food samples here in our laboratory. So moisture determination in food. When we say moisture determination, it is the amount of water present in a food sample. The moisture determination is one of the most important and most widely used measurements in the processing and testing of foods. The stability and quality of foods is also affected by moisture content, hence it also has a role in the safety of foods. So there are some basic considerations in why water may occur in foods. So number one, a certain amount may be present as free water in the intergranular spaces and within the pores of the material. The second, such water retains its usual physical properties and serves as dispersing agent for the colloidal substances and as a solvent for the crystalline compounds. The third is part of the water is absorbed on the surface of the macromolecular colloids such as starch, pectins, cellulose, and protein. The water is closely associated with absorbing macromolecules via forces of absorption. And the last one is the water is in a bound form in combination with various substances such as water of hydration. There are many methods of determining moisture in food, but the most widely used is the drying method, in which the samples are heated under specified temperature and the loss of weight is taken as a measure of the moisture content of the sample. There are advantages and disadvantages in drying method. Advantages: it is simple, relatively rapid, and permit the simultaneously analysis of large number of samples. And the disadvantages are, number one, heating of a moist organic substances causes, in addition, volatilization of material and formation of gaseous product by irreversible thermal decomposition of organic components. The second, further weight changes resulting from oxidation phenomenon occur. The third, improperly maintained desiccator and desiccants can cause erratic results from pickup of moisture during cooling. And the last one, formation of a crust that is impervious to evaporation of moisture from the center of a dried sample. There are factors affecting the accuracy of moisture determinations. First, drying temperature. Second, relative humidity of the drying chamber. Third, air movement in the drying chamber. Fourth, vacuum in the chamber. Fifth, depth and particle size of the samples. Next is the drying oven construction, number and position of samples in oven, and the diameter and type of container. So karon after ko sini pakita ko sa inyo kung paano magkuha sang moisture sa food samples. So generally, ang sample nga gamiton tayo is 3 to 5 grams. And then, it is placed in standard aluminum dishes. The drying temperature in moisture determination ranges from 70 to 155 degrees Celsius. And the average time for drying is from below 1 hour to 6 hours or more. The next is the water activity determination food. When we say water activity, it is the measure of the amount of available water. The water activity is a value between 0 and 1. A value of 0 means there is absolute no available water. This is very rare in food samples. And when a value of 1 means all water in the product is available. But most foods, usually they have 0.2 and 0.2 to 0.99 water activity. Ipakita ko man ko lang sa inyo kung paano magkuha sa water activity. So in water activity, water can be bound by other food components like carbohydrates, salt, proteins, and lipids. The freer the water is, the more it is available for use by microorganisms and for chemical and metabolic reactions, such as enzymatic activity. If the water activity is higher, so meaning damo nga mga microorganisms, kung more than siya 1, mostly damo microorganisms na ang possible nga matubo sa iya. Pero kung lower ang water activity, less nga harmful microorganisms ang matubo sa iya. So may ara ta range na gina-follow para sa water activity sa food samples. So may questions ta? Class? Okay lang, class. Naintindihan niyo, class?
Miss lang may ara na sa kape, miss. Pwede lang kami dasal ka pangaya.
ng
Ay, rin na sa messenger niyo, Jude.
Okay, miss. Thank you. Good night.
I sent this morning. Week 2 and 3 ang yan na na file name is week 2 and 3.
It's okay.
So, ipakita ko sa inyo kung paano magkuha ng moisture sa food using a rapid moisture analyzer. Kaya kung mag-drying method tayo using oven, medyo dugay siya. Kaya it's a lengthy process. Takes 1 to 6 hours para matapos. So, we will use the rapid moisture analyzer. Rin na siya class, oh. Sa aluminum dish. Yan i-tear. Tear niya siya. 0. I-center niya na siyang bubbles. before using. This is cocoa flour. Kaunta ang moisture sa cocoa flour. We will use 5 grams. I-spread nyo lang na siya kaso para uniform ang iyang unod sa sulod. So that's 4.574 pa lang. So that's 5.003. There are 5.004 grams. Then you close the lid. Then you press this one. Start heating na siya doon. May-heat na siya. So, amo ni siya ang moisture. Kilid. So while waiting to class ang moisture analyzer, prepare ta na isa ka sample. Ano siya, sample ta. Next na nga kuan moisture. So before ka mo mag-moisture, ang sample to kagina na na to siya na homogenize na nga daan kay na dope o powdered form na siya. So yun, may isa man ta ka sample karon na cookies na homogenize naman. So make sure mag-moisture, magkuha ka mo moisture, homogenize kitang sample para accurate inyo nga makuha nga result. Kung mga cookies, ayan, gamitan nyo lang siya mortar and pestle. Para ang na homogenize siya. Sa lang sa plastic. So itong rapid moisture analyzer ta. Mabalaan na to kung mabalaan naton kung okay na ang iyang reading, ga-alarm na siya. So kung mag-alarm na siya, ready na siya. Or sa class. Bati niyo. Nag-beep. So meaning okay na niya siya. Para iya moisture sa 5.004 grams kagina ang moisture niya ay 7.64%. Luton ta na nga na yung na og temp. Then ma-analyze sa isa ka sample. Meron siyang water activity meter. Pag siya kapanaog na yun. Luton ka na mag 40. Yung sensor sa water activity meter. May silica gel na siya sa sulod. Para wala moisture. Measurement, calibration, settings. Diretso sa measurement. Wala ni siya weight gid nga required sa water activity as long as ma-spread nilang ang sample sa surface. Ayan, cover. Confirm. Confirm. Nag-measure na siya. Yung measuring time is 10 minutes. Sama na siya. Temperature, water activity. So we will wait for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, ma-print na di siya ang result. Ano siya din ang final reading natin. So we'll go back sa moisture analyzer. We'll put another aluminum dish. We'll try to get the moisture ni sa sample na gin-prepare. Takagina, gin-homogenize ta. Pair natin i-pair to make it 0. Then we will weigh 5 grams. 5 grams ang sample. .002 grams. Spread na lang. 5 grams na siya. And then start measuring. Class, may questions ka mo, class? May questions ka mo? "27. Pero it doesn't matter man ang temperature kay ang aton man kwaon is ang water activity. So ang result na karon ang water activity man ang aton nga kwaon. Pero ginaano ya lang ang temperature para ang aton nga concern na is the water activity. You're welcome.
Miss, question, Miss.
Yes.
Ang kagina, bala, Miss, sa may cocoa flour, Miss. Ang, ano ganito, wag. Ang mass, bala, Miss, ang required good is 5 grams, Miss, no? Or wala man
3
siya.
to 5 grams.
3 to 5
3 to 5
grams.
grams. So pwede siya
Tapos-
3 grams, pwede siya 5 grams.
Okay, Miss. Tapos, Miss, kung magkuha sa iyang nga moisture content, Miss, hindi man necessary nga maubos, gagid test tanan. Like, agina, wala na ubos ang 5 grams.
Bali ang weight to kagina nga appear nga 4 point something amo na to siya ang final weight ya, meaning wala na to siya water.
Ay,
Nakuha na ang
okay.
moisture sa iya. So bali final weight to siya ang 4 point something nga grams.
Okay, Miss. Thank you,
Bali ang
Miss.
initial weight naton is 5 grams,
5.
then ang final
Okay.
weight niya is 4 grams.
Bali, ang gigwa to gali, Miss, ang weight yun
Final
ang
weight.
wala moisture. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Miss.
So mas lasig na siya kumpara sa conventional type na oven drying. Kaya yung oven drying mas dugay siya. Dayon paon mo pang exact constant weight niya. So ma-desiccate ka pa, ma-weigh ka pa para makuha mo yung constant weight. So mas nami ni siya ang rapid kay mas lasig siya.
Miss, ano niya gani, Miss, tawag sang isa ka number nga may percent ang tupad sang moisture, Miss?
Amo ni
Ang
siya
may
ang
96.
sample percent sang sample nga wala water. Nga wala
Ay,
na siya water.
okay. Okay.
Sa arim amo ni siya ang water content mo, moisture content.
Okay, Miss. Thank you.
Welcome. Mga important ni siya nga mga test ng klasa sa food analysis kay gina-determine yan ni ang shelf life kang quality sang food naton. Alright, na siya class nag-appear na siya ang the task is over. So meaning amo na ni siya ang final niya nga reading. This is the water activity sang cookies nga gin-testa 0.508. And then na-print na siya dayang. Yung result. Cookies. Cookies siya, cookies. Mm. So, matry ta sa cocoa flour.
Miss?
Yes.
Ay, okay, Miss Abby, now, Miss, nakamute ka, Miss.
Hmm? Ano to?
Miss, may question po bala, Miss.
Ah.
Sa measure mo ito lagi na sa water activity meter, Miss. No, do cocoa flour man to siya, Miss. Di color brown. Cookies to siya or cocoa flour.
Ang atong ika-second, cocoa flour.
Ang second, ang
Atong
cocoa
first
flour.
nga brown, ang cookies to siya, ang brown.
Okay, Miss. Tapos ang green niya, Miss, naging butang. Hindi yan sa mga
Maning fudgy bar.
fudgy
Fudgy
bar.
bar. Ah,
Okay, okay, Miss. Thank you, good, Miss.
welcome. Oo. Ga-beep na siya. Ga-ano siya, ga-sound. Ga-beep. Kung ga-beep na siya, amo na siya, ready na siya. Amo na siyang final yung reading. Welcome. Ara na nga to nga cocoa flour 0.217 iya nga water activity. Nag-print na siya sa aton nga printer nga gamay. 0.17. Next, ang fudgy bar naman ko anta water activity.
Miss, excuse me.
Ha?
Nang ang sa fudgy bar, miss, gamatter man ako ng mga type na fudgy bar ang gamito. Ang mga, for example, mga flavor niya, mga
Wala siya matter.
okay, miss.
Mm.
Ano na, panigurado lang.
Basta ang weight mo, insakto lang. Wala siya matter ang weight.
Okay, miss. Thank you, good.
Mm.
Miss, question is,
Yes.
why is it miss nga 10 minutes miss ang sa water activity na miss nga times? Does it miss na may importance malabala miss ang time sa pag
Oo. Ano na siya standard na siya nga measurement, time measurement niya. So that's 10 minutes, good. Para na siya sa sa instrument.
Excuse me, miss. Question ni what, miss?
Yes, Jude.
Ang sa moisture analyzer, miss nga time, miss ga vary man na siya, miss kung I mean, la sa kada sample, kagina lain-lain. Nga, miss,
Oo. Oo, gabari na siya sa depende siya sa sample. Kay for example aton nga cocoa flour, medyo dry na siya nga daan. Wala na siya mayo water. So, hindi siya moist. So, dasig lang siya. Dasig lang siya matapos mag-analyze sa moisture analyzer. Kumpara sa aton nga fudgy bar, wala pa siya katapos sa subong. Medyo dugay-dugay siya kay moist siya dabi. Diba? Kita niya ng fudgy bar. Katry na naman ka muna kaon. Do medyo moist siya. So, meaning, mas tugay siya.
Okay, miss.
Moisture. 14 na siya subong. Wala pa siya takatapos reading. Sige pa siya hit. Sige pa kuha sang aton instrument ng moisture sa sample.
Okay, miss. Thank you, good, miss.
Welcome. So, sa water activity naton, last naton, itong sample ang fudgy bar. So, tatlo, taka-sample, cocoa flour, cookies, kag fudgy bar. So, ang sa moisture naton, second sample, ito yung fudgy bar. Next is ang cookies, yung brown.
Miss,
Yes, Bethel?
sa mag-test bala miss sa moisture kas ng water activity miss, hindi na miss need ang 3 trials every sample miss.
Oo, yung 3 trials na siya. So,
Okay.
ang aton na ni nang nainlain pero sa actual is 3 trials gid. Oo.
Okay miss, thank you good miss.
Oo, you're welcome. Wala na siya class, oh. Nabatian yung beep.
Yes, ma'am.
Oo. So, meaning nga muna na siya ang final niya. 14.48 ang iyang moisture. Final weight niya is 4.152 grams. Papanaugon pala na ang temp plus, oh. Kay kung butangan yun ng sample nga daan nga wala pa na naog iya temperature, may moisture na na nga makuha. So hindi na nga siya insakto inyo nga makuha nga moisture. Kaya may na loss na moisture nga daan. So ato ni ipa-lower iya temperature sa mga 30 to 40. Aton nga water activity. Nagtapos na siya. So, kunwari ka mo sa lab, take trials per sample, gina siya, and then you average it. So, amo na siya dahil ang final result ninyo. So, sa Fudgy bar na to, ang water activity niya is 0.733. Fudgy bar. Okay na ta sa water activity class. Switch off ko na ni class. Store na gid na may silica gel gina kun mag-store sang sensor. Focus na siya nga sample class. Five grams. Lasa sa moisture analysis naton, kita niyang temperature, 105 degrees Celsius. Class, may questions pa ka mo, class?
Miss question, Miss.
Yes? Yes.
Di ba Miss may formula na magsuma sa moisture content? Ng,
Sa oven drying method,
Miss.
that's
Bali,
with sang ha?
bali Miss lain man na ng bali Miss kung isumahon namon Miss ang using the rapid moisture Miss kung sumahon namon Miss lain na ang lain na ang results with sa oven. Speaking try ko pala Miss ang sa may budget bar pala Miss. Ang last yang weight is 4.152 tapos ang iyang initial weight is 5 grams. Tapos hintay ko Miss suma Miss ang moisture na nakuha ko Miss hindi equal sa moisture na nakuha sa instrument.
Pila yan ako? Kung insuma mo?
16.96 Miss.
Pero lain siya kaysa ang sa conventional method is oven drying to constant weight.
Okay.
So, more or less, pareha na siya supposedly ang outcome, but the method is different. So, you cannot compare the same values sa different method.
Okay.
So, kung gusto ta nga i-compare, you do the conventional one. Tapos, i-compare mo ang results sa conventional and the rapid test. Okay na?
Okay na Miss.
Sige.
Ano siya, class?
Nag-beep na siya.
Ang moisture niya is 6.88%. So, class, may questions pa, class? May questions pa ta? May questions pa ka mo, class?
None.
Miss Rose, okay na ka, miss?
Pwede ka nakapamahot.
Thank you, miss. Thank you, miss.
Um, so class, next Friday sa morning will be your ano na siya, di ba? Prelim na sa next week, no? Oo. Week 5 na tagalit. Sabi nakadasi na. So, prelim. Sa morning would be your prelim exam. Tapos sa afternoon, pwede nyo na masubmit ang lab reports nyo sa afternoon for both activity, for the moisture and the water activity next Friday. Okay na na-type. Pwede. Okay lang. Okay. Ano man? Oh, sige. Sige, sa Sunday na lang. Sunday evening. Pwede na. Okay, sige. So, okay na. Kaway na ka mo.
Miss, question, miss. Ang sa may lab, sa activity sheet, bala misaw, may miss nakabutang sa method, miss, nga ma-calculate for mean and standard deviation, miss. Bali, miss, i-disregard na lang ni miss.
Kasi wala pa ta naka-start sa next
Miss.
natin. Ha? Mean lang.
Sige, miss.
Okay.
Ay, miss, wala man kami, miss, nag-trials, miss. So, wala na lang, miss.
Wala na lang ano. Sa next na lang.
Okay, miss. Thank you.
Hello, miss. Sige. Miss, may question ko, miss, about sa coverage and exam, miss. Ano ang i-coverage, miss?
Ang napahatag lang sa inyo na PowerPoint.
Okay, miss. Wala na, miss, ang CHEM, miss.
Depende sa mood, pati wala na.
Sige, miss.
Sige nga, GenCam. Hapos mo na ang GenCam, di ba? Wala yan pa ka mo,
Medyo ma-review liwat, miss, kay Donald Lipat.
Okay na siya nga mga, anyway, sige. Sa next na lang na sa midterm na lang. Kay wala pa man taka-discuss ang inban nga na-infuse ang GenCam. The concepts pa lang subong at lalaban. So, okay na.
Sige, miss. Miss, thank you,
Okay,
miss.
happy weekend and stay safe.
Thank you, miss.
Thank you, miss.
Yes.
Thank you,
Bye, miss.
miss.
Good.
Ano? Pwede na lang siya idugang yun lang sa next Sunday. Hindi ko pa na maubos check. Next Sunday na lang together with your lab activity. Okay na? Ang next, that's week, ano to gani? Ang after balance ng progress check 1. Di ba ang iba, nakahatag na sa progress checks? Sang progress check 1, natapos nyo na, di ba? Nakatag na. Oo, so ang next na progress check, pwede na siya sa next Sunday. Together with your, tapos na lang to. Sige. Okay. Welcome. Bye.
Bye, Miss.
Bye.